You saw the voice of the Starfires. So glad you're joining us on a beautiful, warm, humid evening here in the Whip City. Andrew Suit will be joining us shortly to do the pregame introductions over the PA. It is the third game of a three-game series. Wasn't intended to be a three-game series. Was intended to be a home-and-home, but Mother Nature had other ideas, and so the teams played two in hard-hitting New Britain last night, and it was a true split, both sides winning a game 3-2. Kieran Caffrey was the hero in game number 2 as the Starfires won that game on the power of his home run and sacrifice fly. They are looking to take the rubber match now and get themselves back into playoff contention. They're currently 6 back of the Bees in the win column and need to win this game tonight to avoid falling further out. And to tell you all about the lineups and everything else that's going on, I'm going to turn it over now to the other voice of the Westfield Starfires, Mr. Andrew Sue.
Thank you so much, Seth. You guys ready? And now, the starting lineup for your Westfield Starfires. Leading off is the right fielder, a junior from South Windsor, Connecticut, attending American International College, number 20, Kieran Caffrey. Batting second is a designated hitter, a sophomore from Lost Bluff, Louisiana, attending the University of Louisiana, number 22, Luke Uhas. Batting third is the first baseman, a senior from Rochester, New York, attending American International College, number 29, Nick Sears. Batting in the USA Hauling and Recycling cleanup spot is the catcher, a junior from Boulder, Colorado, attending Rutgers University, number 14, J.D. Jones. Batting fifth is a third baseman, a junior from Uxbridge, Massachusetts, attending American International College, number 12, Jackson Haker. Batting sixth is a center fielder, a senior from Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania, attending Coastal Carolina University, number 19, Corey Zientek. Batting seventh is the shortstop, a senior from Auburn, Massachusetts, attending Salve Regina University, number 35, Michael Breen. Batting eighth is a second baseman, a junior from Chicopee, Massachusetts, attending American International College, number 18, Josh Frometta. Batting ninth is a left fielder, a senior from Granby, Massachusetts, attending Muhlenberg College, number 2, Jack Kent. And starting for the Westfield Starfires is a sophomore from Munson, Massachusetts, attending Bridgewater State University, number 47, Trey Yesu. The manager for the Westfield Starfires is Kyle Dombrowski. The bench coach is Joe Bonamani, and the assistant coaches are Paul Bonifilio and Kyle Lippert. On the field with the Starfires are players from the Springfield Seminoles and Daisy Troop 65336.
For those of you who are visual learners as opposed to auditory, we have your lineups for you. And, of course, for the Bees leading off, Petterini, and then it'll be Scavelli and Cohall behind him. Molinaro, Keenan, Forgione will go in the middle. Gregor, Brito, Trinidad, and Short will round it out. Scudder will not bat unless something weird happens. Meanwhile, on defense, Kent, Zientek, Caffrey across the outfield left to right. Haker, Breen, Frometta, Searce infield left to right. Jones catching Yesu with Uhas DHing. He will not pick up a glove unless something weird happens. And meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about the Munson, Massachusetts native Trey Yesu.
Yes, we shall. He's making his 9th appearance of the year, 6 starts, a 1-1 record in 28 innings. He's got a 3.53 earned run average. Got the win last time he pitched against Brockton. And he went 5 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, 4 total. One of the many starts that the Starfires have seen where unearned runs have been given up. It has just become a problem for them that they have turned the corner around a little bit. Just one error between both teams in yesterday's doubleheader with the Bees. But that's got to be the key here, right? You can't have one game. You got to put together an entire season.
Now, you're absolutely right. And Mark Burrell behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Eric Goldstein, Scott Pellerin working in the field.
Pellerin told me that he did not bring his Camaro tonight under the threat of showers.
Yeah, there was a potential for some rain. It doesn't look like it right now, but we shall see.
He also told me that although it's fun to drive, he doesn't get to drive it enough for this commute. He lives in West Springfield, so that's not particularly far away.
Certainly not worth it, as Jackson Haker hit a home run, his first as a Starfire in the last game that this team played here at Bullens Field. His AIC teammate Kieran Caffrey, who's in right, hit his first home run last night, as we mentioned in the pregame. And the first pitch of tonight's contest is a called strike. Underway right at 6:30.
Would not have guessed.
Considering we got a late start on the PA. Swinging a foul. Oh, Jones again. That man.
The tools of ignorance.
Yes, that guy has gotten hit with more foul balls than any catcher has a right to have to get hit with. And the home plate umpire, Baril, will take his time getting the baseball out to Yesu to give Jones a chance to recover. But
this reminds me of Matt Garbowski 2 years ago. I feel like he got plunked with everything.
Now behind the plate, Scott Sterling.
Basically.
The 0-2 to the lefty Petterini from Yesu is on the ground at Circe. What a play there by him. He gets it back to Yesu, who was off the bag. Did not have his foot on the bag, and I feel like you almost have to call that an E1.
I agree with you, but there's no misplay of the ball, but can you do that?
Yes, you can absolutely call that an error.
That is absolutely an E1.
That is
100% calling that.
Lack of awareness of the bag. And, I mean, it wasn't a bad throw, so you can't call the error on the first baseman. But what should have been an out and wasn't will bring Garrett Scavelli up. And high and tight for ball one. So lack of a better expression, it's just a fielding error, I guess.
I was going to ask, because, like, if you put that into, one of those statting websites that has that description, like, fielding, throwing, I don't even...
Yeah, it's a fielding error. Pickoff move to first, obviously not in time there. Yeah, it's a generic fielding error, because I don't know what else you would call that. Like, there's no missed tag button in Stat Crew or Presto.
I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, baseball has a little bit of everything, doesn't it?
Swing and a miss. He chucked it a curveball throw to first. Not in time. Scavelli standing in at 358 on the year, if my vision is correct.
You are correct, but he is 1 for his last 15, so that's something to keep an eye on.
A little bit of a cold streak as he fouls this one off of himself. It's a dead ball. Strike two, 1-2. Yesu looking to induce a double play here or get a strikeout and get things rolling. Runner goes. Did he go around? Yes, he did. They're going to have to throw to first. Runner gets second. It'll be a KS 2-3.
And a wild pitch. Excuse me, a stolen base. What am I saying?
Yeah, he was off with the pitch. It's a stolen base. And so Aiden Kohal will bat with a runner in scoring position and 1 out.
Kohal checks in, 310 with 20 RBIs. 1 for his last 9, though.
Ground ball to second.
And it's that kind of 1 for 9.
Does advance the runner to third, but 2 down. As Fremetta playing on the opposite side, we're used to him, makes the play. The Starfires looking for some extra defense. Wanting to keep Fremetta's high walk rate in the lineup, put Fremetta at second. Jack Kent at short.
Breen at short.
Or excuse me, yes, you're right. Breen. Kent's in left field, excuse me. Molinaro at the plate takes ball one. Did not bite on a curveball.
Molinaro checks in 313, 2 home runs. 21 runs batted in a 5-game hit streak during which he's 9 for 17.
That's on the outside corner for a strike. The count now 1-1.
A lot of high averages here throughout this New Britain lineup. They will get on base and they will make contact.
Just below the knees, 2-1. Yesu going to get out of a jam of his own making. This inning should be over.
I mean, I know that E1s go in as unearned, but they really shouldn't.
Swing and a miss, strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. That is certainly not a failure of pitching there. That is a failure of putting your leg on the base, which has nothing to do with pitching. It's just, it is as true of a fielding error as you can get. Grounder to third. Hakers got it. Shouldn't matter, and it doesn't. Inning over as it's a seed across the diamond from 12 to 29. We've played 1/2 inning. We do not have a score here on the F. New Britain will have Keenan, Forgione, and Gregor to the dish. Keenan at 268. 20 runs driven in, though. The St. John's product from White Plains, New York, with 5 home runs. And he will look to get things going. The catcher for Matt Gedman. New Britain, of course, in there. More brown than black uniforms. Yellow numbers, white trim. And he lifts one into the stratosphere. That ball is destroyed. 1-0 New Britain.
He put the hard hitting in New Britain right there, and he sent that ball back to west of Hartford. That ball is gone, long gone, and that is the way to make your presence known.
I mean, he hit that ball over the scoreboard here at Bullens Field. That is going to end up on the front porch of the house across the street. So 1-0 as Keenan, second in the Futures League with 6 home runs. Hits it to the moon. Freddie Forgione takes ball 1. All you can do if you're Trey Yesu is shrug it off, pretend that this is the start of the inning, and go from there. That is in there for a called strike, 1-1. Forgione hitting .326 on the campaign. He'll pop up. Nick Surse just to the foul side of first base. Underneath it for the out. Just what the doctor ordered if you're Yesu.
Yeah, just good way to recover. You get 1 out. You have to take it 1 at a time here.
Gavin Gregor coming to the dish. Got a wild one in Pittsfield where the Suns had a 3-0 lead. Then Nashua took a 4-3 lead, but now it's 6-4 in the bottom of the third in favor of the host Suns. As the first pitch is fouled away, and a nice snag by the first base coach for the New Britain Bees.
What's in Pittsfield? Elaborate.
Spencer Burson 3-run home run is in Pittsfield, or at least it was in Pittsfield. It left the yard. So that's what's going on there. A game that has already had more twists and turns than an M. Night Shyamalan double feature. As this is grounded to second, and the out is recorded. So it was, as I said, it was 3-0 Pittsfield. Then it was 4-3 Nashua. Now it's 6-4, and we're only 3 innings into that one. So shenanigans occurring. Norwich leading Brockton 2-0 after 1.
Brito Trinidad to the plate has not really clicked for him this year. $185, but it is starting to turn around. He is 5 for his last 10.
That's a much more C.J. Brito Trinidad-like clip. Vermont and Worcester, the Nesson game, by the way, the first of 4 this month, as this pitch is skied to left. Kent camped out, finds it, and that will do it for the inning. But not before Jimmy Keenan gets all of 1 and then some. It's 1-0 New Britain after 1.5. And now to tell you all about innings 3 and 4, a man who is a human delay, Mr. Andrew Sood.
Thank you so much, Seth. That's funny that you say that because my job predicates me on staying on time. That's a first pitch ground ball right to Nick Surse off the bat of Brady Short. And immediately 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, if you're Trey Yesu, you don't hate that.
No, you don't. Really good effort by Surse to beat the speedy shortstop, and now they'll turn the lineup card back to the top of the order. Tyler Petterini, the junior from Worcester, Ohio, spelled W-O-O-S-T-E-R. God, that sounds wrong as a Massachusetts native. 333 coming into today, hitting a home run and 20 runs batted in, reached on the missed base error by Trey Yesu to lead off the game. Did not end up scoring, so it was inconsequential. He takes a called strike, a ball that was not able to be held by J.D. Jones, and it trickles away harmlessly.
Short's the first leadoff man in an inning not to reach base one way or another. Petterini led off with breaching on that error, and then Keenan, of course, hit one to the moon.
This is grounded the other way past Matt Gedman at the third base coach's box. 0-2 is the count to the left-handed hitter. Ohio State Buckeye.
The Ohio State?
The Ohio State. That's outside just a little bit, and the count now is 1-2. Petterini, one of the better leadoff hitters in the league. You talk about what he can do, .333 batting average, and he lines one right at Surse, 2 away.
We talk so much about Nick Surse's power numbers, and they're obviously outstanding. Nick Surse is a brilliant defensive first baseman, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it often enough. And he is able to make plays over at the first base side and takes a hit away there.
Called strike delivered to Garrett Scavelli, who is now 1 for his last 16 after striking out in the first. He holds up on a pitch that's just a little bit low with the changeup, and the count now 1-1. A senior from Franklin Square, New York, which I believe is on Long Island.
You believe correctly.
Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. And after giving up the home run, Yesu has been quite effective and efficient at that, retiring 5 straight Bs. But he now deals with Scavelli, who takes low. 2-2 with 2 away to the 2-hitter.
Deuce is indeed wild.
Scavelli at Malloy this season hit .391 as he cuts and misses for strike 3. Trey Yesu has been really good so far here in the early going. 1 blemish on him, and it's not coming back. 1 run on 1 hit so far, given up by the starter for the Starfires. After 2.5, 2-1 Westfield on the Futures League Network. Welcome back to Billy Bullen's Field. We just had the Dizzy Bat and Tire Roll hybrid race where the Seminole kid wearing number 51 absolutely choked.
Yeah, he had a lead coming into that final cone and just couldn't hold on, and you hate to see it. Pressure sometimes gets to people. You know, there's an old saying that the same boiling water that softens a potato hardens an egg. I mean, it's just so true. Some people just can't handle it, I guess.
2 elements of the Eastern European delicacy. Baked potato, or boiled potato as well, actually, and hard-boiled eggs. You know, it's a thing in Russian Judaism, or Russian Jewish culture, to eat hard-boiled eggs with mayonnaise. Ground ball right at Frometta. On a line, he throws wide of first, but Nick Surse, showing off the defensive prowess once again, gets the out.
Yeah, good stretch by Surse. The big man able to hang on to that. Frometta's throw not perfect. He's used to throwing from the shortstop side of second, not from the second base side of second. So a little bit wide, but he's got a big target to throw at.
Bryce Molinaro is at the plate. He grounded out 5-3 his first time up, and the first pitch he sees in the second at-bat is fouled back.
As far as your particular delicacy, I could not partake in that on account of mayonnaise. Makes me sick.
It's a little redundant because mayo's primary ingredient is egg. Ground ball down the line, sliding stop by Haker. You got to hold on to that. He throws it anyway. Safe.
Oh, wow. I actually thought he had him there. It was very, very close. And you're right. Haker probably should have held on to that. But, I mean, if he gets that there 1 trillionth of a second sooner and gets that out, that's a play that's on SportsCenter. It was a perfect throw, though, from Haker. Right on the money. You could not have asked for a better throw. And that's what Haker's power arm will buy you, but that's an infield single all the way.
And now at the plate is Keenan, who went deep his first time up, and that ball still probably at this point has landed in Albany.
Or at least the pieces of it. Credit where it's due. I mean, that ball was hammered. You should tip your cap sometimes. Oh.
He takes a hold of another one. In the air, he got under this. Left field for Kent, and he's got it. 2 away.
Zientek coming over just in case, but Kent able to track it down. And you're right, Yesu able to just get him underneath that one that time, and it still went a long way. But not long enough, and held in by the confines of Bullens Field.
Forgione popped out to Nick Surse in foul territory his first time up as he comes back to the dish with a man at first and 2 away. Yesu's first pitch, he's working quickly as they call it strike. The lights are on here at Bullens Field at 7:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, as that's low. One and one is the count to Forgione. Came into the day hitting .326 with a home run. Has the ability to get on base a lot. .438 on base percentage as he takes just a little bit outside. Forgione attends the State University of New York Maritime College. He chops one towards third, charging Haker on the infield grass, fires and gets him. Quick inning for Yesu once again, the infield single harmless, and after 3.5, Westfield maintains a 2-1 lead.
Back out for another inning of work with a little bit more run support is Trey Yesu here in the 5th inning. He'll face Gregor, Brito, Trinidad, and Short, the bottom of the New Britain order. You don't like having to wait around for a long time between innings as a pitcher, but you like it a little bit more when it's because your team hung an 8 on the board. The Snowman. And the first pitch, Yesu throws his line into the right center field gap. This could be trouble. Brito Trinidad wants it to be 2, and it will be. A leadoff double, for Gregor, and Brito Trinidad will come to the plate with a chance to get the Bees off the schneid. They certainly took a combination of punches in that 4th round and got knocked down, but the beauty of baseball is that it is never over until the final out is recorded. And just as easily as Westfield scored 8, well, it's not like New Britain can't do the same thing in theory, right?
Well, you would think you don't want to also pitch to the score. You got to pitch like it's a 1-0 ball game.
Got to imagine New Britain's going to be aggressive, and you saw that jumping on the first pitch as Yesu throws down for ball 1. Brito Trinidad flew out to left, even though it's listed in the book as an F3 for some reason. Swing and a miss.
I am not sure what I was thinking there.
Were you, is the question.
No, I have it in my paper book as an F3. That's just wrong input.
Wrong location.
Yep.
Hard on the ground at short, backhanded. Throw in plenty of time, and it keeps the runner at second base. So you get everything you want as Breen makes a nice play. Big smile on the face of Kyle Dembrowski. If Westfield holds on, obviously, as we said, it's not over till it's over, but if Westfield holds on, He'll be the first Starfires manager to win 50 games. Set a franchise record last night in that Game 2 win in New Britain. Broke the tie with his former boss, Tony Deschler. And I can tell you nobody's happier for Kyle than Tony. I would love to see the milestone achieved on the ground at second and through. And that's going to be an E4 as it gets right through the legs of Fremetta.
Well, he giveth and he taketh away.
You know what, though? Fremetta has earned getting one back. Yeah, he's still +3.
Yes.
He's still +3, and he's also playing out of position a little bit. He's used to short, not second. It's a completely different motion. It's forgivable. Obviously, you want that to be fielded, but it is what it is as Petterini takes the ball.
That run unearned for the moment.
Yeah, it should be runner at third with 2 outs, as Gregor was going to advance regardless. Yesu's delivery is a good one, and it is a strike. Got that to drop down into the zone. That'll be down ball 2, 2-1. On the ground at first to second, 1. That's all they'll get.
A 3-6 fielder's choice.
They tried to go 3-6-3. That will make that run permanently unearned because that should have ended the inning. Because you would assume, of course, that Surse would have just tagged the bag at first there. So 2 outs, runner at first. Garrett Scavelli has struck out twice.
Although
will take.
He was at second, reached third on the ground ball, and would. Oh, that would be out number 3.
That would have been the 3rd out. So, yes, that is going to be unearned completely. It is what it is. Gregor takes a strike.
And another unearned run given up by the Starfires.
Fouled away. 1-2.
Scavelli has struck out twice today.
Gotten a little closer each time. Struck out 1-2 the first time. Struck out 2-2 the second time. Runner goes. Popped up. Shouldn't matter.
That's
Long
fall.
run. That is going to fall, but it falls foul. Caffrey couldn't quite get to it.
And he's upset. He wanted that one. No error on the play because he had to run 1.5 miles to get there.
I mean, he was sliding into that catch. If he holds on to it, it's a highlight reel. There's absolutely no error on that. You're right. But Kieran Caffrey thinks that any baseball hit within a nautical mile of him should be something that he catches. And usually he does. I'll never forget. Earlier this year, we were playing Post University, and he made an incredibly long run to track a ball down and went in and out of his glove. And I ruled it an error initially because I'm just so used to him catching that. Runner goes again. This is a liner into left. Base hit's going to be good after all. 1st and 3rd for New Britain. As I was saying, ruled it an error initially because, well, Kieran, he catches that, and he usually does, and it was in and out of his glove. I thought the better of it and ended up giving the hitter the credit for the double because it was not routine effort, even though Caffrey almost got to it. Aiden Cohal with 2 groundouts to second base, looking to break his 0 for streak, but he starts on the wrong side of it with a strike.
That, by the way, for Scavelli, Good sign for him. He came in 1 for his last 17 in that plate appearance. Trying to turn the corner around here.
Just missing away is Yesu. Ball 1-1-1. On the ground at Frometta, this time fielded cleanly, and the throw to first will end the inning and retire the side. The Bees get 1. They still have a long way to go, down 10-2 after 1/2 of regulation.
You forgot the video file.
Bryce Molinaro coming to the plate here for the New Britain Bees. Takes.
We are going to charge an error to Seth for what has just transpired. You're not going to share, are you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He went to post the Josh Frometta home run, the Grand Slam, on Twitter. He had the caption all ready to go and hit post without attaching the video file.
I'm going to blame the fact that Twitter is broken for this.
This reminds me of that one meme of the people boarding the airplane. My email, formatting it all. Plane takes off, and then the stare of people staying. My attachment.
Fly ball to center field. The N-Tac can of pineapple. 1 away.
You know that meme, right?
I know that meme.
But do you know that meme? There you go. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, the formatting on that just... See, I'm telling you, it's just Twitter is broken. Thanks,
Fool me
Elon.
once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Seth.
I thought it was fool me once, you can't fool me twice, won't get fooled again, or whatever it was George Bush said. As that fools the hitter for strike 1, that is Jimmy Keenan. He hit a long home run to give New Britain the lead.
Folks, this is why you proofread.
Fouled away, 0-2. Listen.
I'm not listening.
I don't have time.
This is baseball. You have all of the time.
There's Starfires baseball to yell about. Come on. The 0-2, down ball 1-2. Maybe this is why they don't let us on Nesson.
Maybe it's because this field is not built for TV. Oh, my.
That is lined into right field, and it's going to one-hop the wall for a ground rule double.
You could put that in here, right?
Yeah, there's actually a ground rule double button.
Okay, so let's see here. More.
No, just under hit.
Oh, right, of course.
Yep.
I've actually started just hitting the base for every hit now.
Yeah, but there's a little.
That's
It's pretty cool, right?
That's cool, but at the same time, 2BGRD, while that's correct, it just looks like a Wi-Fi password.
Don't forget to put 2BGRD space 8, because it is a ground rule double to center.
See, that's the thing I always forget to do. Especially, well, I remember it on the home runs.
Forgione takes ball 1.
Well, it's getting an RC in my book for right center. I've started adding locations in my scorebook, and that's making this very dense.
This is high in the air to right center, but it's going to just stay in the yard. Caffrey comes down with it, and that will be out number 2. Runner at third now for the New Britain Bees in the form of Jimmy Keenan is Gavin Gregor, who doubled and scored unearned in the 5th inning. We'll try to do it again here in the 6th. New Britain has 5 hits, and more of them are extra base hits than not.
Home run, double,
Double. 3 out of 5.
And the 2 singles, only 1 has left the infield.
It's ball 1 to Gregor, who also grounded.
Scoreboard.
Oh, it's a strike. Looked like a ball.
I mean,
The strike zone has been a little interesting tonight. That's a foul ball. Kevin standing down on the third baseline. That bounced off the fence. He was looking down at his water bottle, got a little startled by it.
Fans, please be aware that foul balls may leave the field of play at any time.
Well, tonight it's been mostly fair balls leaving the field of play. That's a man leaving the batter's box. A massive cut and a miss. Hugh Cooper Johnson yelling sword. The inning is over. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. 10-2 Westfield.
That's where you keep your hands on the steering wheel.